Welcome to 2019, welcome to Trendz Travel, and for those of you who came back from your holiday, welcome back home. Now we're still in a very festive mood, very holiday mood, so we take you to one of Trendz Travel's most epic holidays, coming up right now.
You definitely can't miss the choo-choo steam train. As it slowly approached our platform, the sound and steam took us back to the 17th century, a time when steam trains were first introduced. Prepared overnight, this luxury train offered passengers a smooth and interesting experience.
The steam trains that haul the trains here in ours are a particularly unique train called a Garratt. The locomotive that hauled us today was GM-AM 4047. And any train with the name G in it means it's a Garratt. And a Garratt locomotive has two engines, one on the front and one on the back of the same chassis and the same boiler. So a Garratt locomotive never goes forwards or backwards because one of the engines is always pushing and one is always pulling. So when you speak of a Garratt locomotive, you say it's going chimney first or tender first. You don't say it's going forwards or backwards.
The journey encompassed grasslands, mist belts, indigenous forest and nature reserves. Traveling at 23 kilometers per hour with up to 300 passengers on board, the scenery was breathtaking. The Underberg Polo Fields is where our next mode of transport was waiting for us. Hot air ballooning is not for the faint-hearted, but once my nerves settled in, the experience was breathtaking.
Well, one of the two things is always to remember. One is that it's probably the most gentle form of flying there is. Secondly, the safest form of flying. It's always got a romantic appeal for people. And yeah, really a great popular adventure activity, you know, that can be enjoyed by everybody from 2 to 20, you know. Sorry.
So right now, what's the current speed you are flying at?
We're probably doing about 2 kilometers an hour, and we're sitting at about 800 feet above the ground. And if you look around there, you'll see the beautiful Drakensberg above the clouds, and our shadow of the balloon you can just make out there in the clouds as well. Balloons are always controlled by the wind. The direction and the speed is determined by the wind. The only thing I can do as a pilot in the balloon is take it up or bring it down. And no accelerators, no indicators, no brakes. That's the balloon for you. The most important thing is wear nice stout clothing, not high heel shoes and things like that. Assume the landing position, which we briefed you on beforehand. That's very important to hold tight when we come in for landing. And other than that, that's the main safety issues that there are, really.
We cruised at 30 kilometers per hour at 1,000 feet off the ground with a 360-degree view of the majestic Drakensberg Mountains. After 40 minutes of enjoying the sunrise, we went paragliding in Bulwer, where we experienced the wild skies.
What's going to happen is we're going to strap you basically in. You're going to stand up straight. As soon as you're going to pull the wing up, you're going to sort of step forward, you know, so we can get power into the wing. And then what's going to happen, as soon as the wing comes up, the wind is going to take us back. So you're maybe going to stay 1 or 2 steps back. So just stay upright, the most important.
Safety tips: stay away from strong wind. Strong wind is a problem. Always learn to fly with somebody who's a qualified instructor. Always go tandem flying with a qualified tandem pilot. If you go with unqualified people, it can be quite risky.
All right.
in these harnesses, okay, you'll see it's very bulky, okay. What you've got is there's a bag to carry out our rucksacks and everything. There's a reserve parachute sitting in the bottom here. In case something goes wrong, okay, by law we have to have the reserve parachute, but we also have a big airbag on this harness, and on that one there an air foam back protector. So that's because we're flying in a sitting position. If you get your landing wrong, you hit the ground very hard on your bum. Okay, and you don't have to fall hard to break your coccyx or anything like that. So we have these back protectors that are certified to withstand a certain amount of impact, so that if you land hard on your bum, you still have a soft landing.
Now, if you're a lover of buffalo wings, well then Nadia has some for you. She has some sticky, sweet, sour, spicy, and even some smoky ones.
Situated in the heart of Melville is 27 Boxes, home to the trendy spot known as Have Wings. Like the name suggests, this eatery is popular for making the most delicious chicken wings. Rumor has it that wings served here are succulent, so full of flavor you just want more. So we had to check it out for ourselves. Wings are loved all over the world. They can be enjoyed as a quick snack or as a meal. They are usually deep fried or oven baked, but here they prepare them over an open flame, which I guess adds to the flavor. Alright, so what have you prepared for me today?
Today we've prepared for you lemon and coriander, extra hot and smoky, sweet and sticky, and oriental. The oriental is the one with the sesame seeds. So oriental is basically a mixture of spices, gingery, vinegary. You know, if you're more of an Indian person, food you save there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got these 4 flavors for you: lemon, coriander, extra hot and smoky, sweet and sticky, and oriental.
Alright, so which one should I start with?
My personal favorite is lemon, but
this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
a popular flavor that everyone loves. It's sweet and sticky.
The sweet and sticky.
The sweet and sticky, extra hot and smoky, hot and smoky. All the flavors are nice, but my personal flavor it's lemon. So I think
We'll start with the lemon.
I think start with the lemon.
Okay, so do I dip with the sauce, or do I
It's
just
really up
have
to you.
it as it
Can you
is?
please just have it as it is, and then we'll sauce it later if you feel like there's a need to. But the sauces are nice. You have a spicy mayo sauce. We prep it ourselves in the kitchen.
So it's freshly squeezed lemon.
It's freshly squeezed lemon, and yeah, of course, there's some lemon juice, honey, sugars. There's a few things that we add, a few ingredients that we add to make the flavor gourmet.
So now let's talk about the shop. Why wings?
Everyone loves wings. It's just a quick snack that you can have to go, from children to our grannies. If you want to make them happy, let them have wings. But we specialize in chicken wings, different flavors of gourmet grilled wings. And yeah, we pair them with salads and dips, but mainly wings, because no one is doing wings. There's no, you can't tell me, you can't point one restaurant that they specialize in chicken wings. You know that there's restaurants that specialize in your pizzas that you can go to,
or the whole chicken
ribs or whatever. But for us, there was no one who was doing wings at that time when the concept came. It was 2010. Even though we've opened a year ago, which was 2017 July. So it's an old concept, about 8 years from 2010.
Okay.
So no one was doing wings then, so that's why wings. Okay, wings. So how do we do wings? People now are tapping into a healthy lifestyle. Then we have to have it has to be healthy. That's the other thing that makes us unique. Our wings are just not wings. They're tasty, very tasty.
Very.
And very healthy. Very halal at the same time.
Well, he said his wings are very healthy, so I didn't feel too bad for overindulging. The extra hot is really hot, and the different flavors are also amazing. All in all, a 10 out of 10. Wow. Well, I'm licking my fingers Guess that's a sign that your wings are very nice.
Ah, no, thanks.
Now we'd love to know what you've been up to during this festive season, so why don't you drop us a line, a picture or a post on our Instagram or Twitter pages. That's on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News.
On Media Monitor, we leave no stones unturned.
We don't have shared principles when it comes to media freedom.
From the integrity of journalists to accusations of fake news.
If anybody comes with an alternative view, he starts referring to it as fake news.
We also look at the safety of our journalists while covering stories on the field.
This is something that we're faced with daily, from journalists who say they've been physically or verbally attacked by community members.
Watch Media Monitor Sundays at 9 a.m.
Who would have thought that Modderfontein would be the place to be? While gratitude has made it so. Let's take a look.
Summertime is perfect for dining out. The rise in temperature is all the reason why we all just want to let our hair down and be out and about experiencing nature and enjoying the breeze. As usual, we at Trendz Travel make it our mission to find the best spots for you. As much as quick eats are appealing and popular these days, some of us with a sophisticated palate still like to dress up and sit down for some fine dining. Situated next to a beautiful lake is the Gratitude Restaurant, which is perfect just for that. A young chef, quick on his feet, has a great time playing in the kitchen.
From that, we just add a bit of oil to it to make sure it doesn't stick. I prepared you 2 starters and 2 mains. The starters are a lumi salad with fresh oranges, mint, toasted walnuts. It's really just you'll see when you taste it. You feel good after eating it, which is what this place is all about. You want to eat the food and you want to feel good after it. It's celebrating life. Food is life. So, and then the second starter is a slow roasted pork belly, a fennel salad and fennel puree. And then the mains is a seafood pasta, which has become a favorite here. The people love it. And then we also did a teriyaki glazed salmon with couscous with some fresh vegetables in between there.
Take us through the journey. How was the journey starting? Like, what gave you the idea? Yeah.
Sure. I'm a passionate woman. I like to mingle between or among people. So I like food, I like cooking, I like just eating. So when I'm going to a restaurant like before with my husband, we'll order something and then if I like it, I will just look at it. When I go home, I just want to prepare that, to check if it will be like the restaurant. So we brainstormed all the names and we said, which is well of gratitude.
Chef Calvin prepared a scrumptious meal for us. We continued the conversation over lunch. Has it always been a dream of yours to open a restaurant?
At first, I wanted a business.
Okay.
Because we have that seed from home.
Okay.
From the villages where you make a magwinya, you go and sell at school. You make a kota and put it in these big bags and you go and sell at school. So I was doing that. It's something that we wanted to do. I said, now I don't have anything to do. The kids are old.
Yeah.
We have to occupy ourselves with something. So I said, let's try our own restaurant. Nobody should beg us. We will do it our own. We'll fumble along the way. But fortunately for me, I have a background. I was lucky enough to own another restaurant. So that's where I gained at least knowledge, yes. It groomed me, hence I'm here now.
Next, wrong form, blue one. Green form, orange form, baby blue form.
You're all this serious? Deserves a glass of not so serious. Come fill yours with Tops at Spa.
Welcome back to Trendz Travel. Now, trendy travelers, if you're wondering where we are today, we find ourselves in Rosebank at a beautiful little place called Saigon Susie. And speaking of beautiful places, we take you to Botswana, so enjoy.
Known as the administrative hub of the country and the headquarters of SADC, very few know of Gaborone's rich history.
Botswana's capital is unique, not only in Africa but in the world, because of its creation at the moment of independence. So the layout of the city is worth taking note of, and the number of neighborhoods that reflect its commitment to non-racialism, its non-ethnic concentrations, the wealth that is not, it is dispersed among the population. So you have poor, medium, upper income housing in the same neighborhoods. So there's so much to see in this capital that will, I think, have a tremendous impact and help explain why Botswana has been so successful as a democratic nation.
A tour of the capital will certainly include a visit to the city's main mall, its only pedestrian mall, with indigenous craft, music and food on display.
It's a very nice place with lots of handicraft objects carved in wood, and they're very, very nice, very beautiful.
Because I got started in 1993.
I started selling in 1993. It was much better back then. I started buying one skin, then my business grew. The next month, I bought 2 skins and made belts. The 4th month, I started making shoes.
People, they like to talk to me, especially the foreigners, they like to come here and take photos. Like sometimes I was having the paper from America, they write about me.
The tour also takes a turn through Old Naledi Township, the capital's poorest neighborhood, before it stops at the Free Chiefs Monument, which honors Botswana's role in the liberation struggle.
3 men represented in this North Korean-made set of monuments are Chiefs Kama III, Batueng, and Sabili II. They represent 3 large communities of people in Botswana, that is the Bangwatu, the Bakwena, and the Bangwaketsi. Their significance is in their efforts to prevent the takeover of this country when it was a colony from the clutches of Cecil John Rhodes. And in order to do this, they felt it necessary to travel to England, to campaign among various nonconformist church communities in England, and to meet the Foreign Secretary, Joseph Chamberlain, to put their case and request they remain under British control.
You might be in Botswana on business or visiting with friends and family, but be sure to take a tour of the Botswana capital.
In
Accra, the capital city of Ghana, one of the most popular spots to visit is the Center for National Culture. This marketplace houses the largest concentration of traders in artifacts across Ghana, with stalls specializing in products like drums, sculptures, and wooden dolls. The spaces have become so important in the economy of this country, so we decided to hit one up and spend a couple of cedis. One thing you cannot miss about this market is the vibey section that brings out the most beautiful sounds of our continent.
This is Ghana, and Ghana and South Africa are one. Bafana Bagana.
Bafana Bagana, yeah. You say this is Akwaba. When you come to Ghana, we say something welcome, which is Akwaba. Yes. So Akwaba, we are going to give you guys Akwaba drum. Okay. Welcome drum, Dad.
I had no choice but to get in there and immerse myself into this great energy and learn a thing or two about Ghanaian drums.
1, 2, 3, music. The beginning, our assistant, they start with the calabash. This calabash, we have something called batika. Batika is just round like a ball, but it's a calabash, and we put seed in it. So we use both those to make it, and the sound is going, and through that we find it. You know, when you make something like, you use a stone. With a stone, you play, you get in some bass, you get in some sound on a rock, a big rock, you understand? So through there we make it to understand, okay, this skin, it can bring something like a bass. So we can use skin on top of the wood. So that's how we're beginning to find the drumming. Yeah, you know, we Africans, you know, our culture is music, you know. Yeah, our culture is music, and the drum too, they are our music. We have different type of drums. We have the kwalongo and we have the dundum. Yeah, the dundum is stand for backing drum. It make the bass and the tone for the back. Yeah, and the cow skin, it mean the louder one. That's the master's drum. Yeah, so we use cow skin. That one is the master's drum. And kwalongo, we use kwalongo. It's only Ghana traditional drum. That's the one with the sticks. And mostly it's good, we play with the hand, but some too like to play with the stick. Yeah.
We were taken to a store at the far end of the market where Kabira set up shop with his aunt and uncle. There's everything you can think of, from the most beautiful custom wooden masks all the way through to sculptures. One thing he particularly takes pride in is the fabric that they have, and gave me a breakdown of the significance of the patterns on the materials.
So the fabric we have Ghanaian fabrics like this, which is called the kente. Kente is traditionally Ghanaian. Wherever you go in this world, you see this material is from Ghana, weaved in Ashanti region. Bonway, that's where they weave kente, and in Tonso, that's where they weave the kente. And these are the fabrics. All the fabrics too has a meaning. This is in Konso, that's the symbol of prosperity. This one here means unity, together as one. Yeah. Right now, fabric is fashionable. People are accepting their culture now. People are making nice dresses out of this. You see, this is a batik that we make dresses. It's called bubu. Yeah, bubu is a free wear.
If you ever pop in the lovely city of Accra, check out the Art Center and grab a memorable piece of Ghana.
And that's all we have for you in this week's edition of Trendz Travel. Don't forget to catch us on our social media pages, that's on Twitter and on Instagram, to find out what's happening next week. This is Eloise Scoble signing out from Saigon Susie.
Nginostoka na uEsa Mahlangu.